I'd like to ask if there has been any kind of research to support what you're saying, because you have only mentioned, permit me to say, agriculture, in trying to fix this issue. And trust me, not all of us read agriculture in school, or production or industrialization. Some people are into IT, some people are into all kinds of things. And for a country that has over 70% or thereabout youth, has there been any kind of research to see what these people are doing, what they have, and then just oppose it with the reform?
Well, thanks. I talked about growth drivers. Agriculture is not the only growth driver, but in a program of this nature, you don't have time, to talk about every sector. If you give me more time, I will do. But that said, we have what we call first implementation plan. You recall that we have a Vision 2020 plan. So I don't want it to sound as if we are doing something without a plan. We have a long-term plan that says by the year 2020, this is our plan. This is where we want to go. This is the growth trajectory. And to do that, we need to do certain things. That led to the development of what we call first implementation plan by National Planning Commission. So we have a blueprint that says in the next 4 years, it's a medium-term plan. This is what we need to do to create jobs. These are the sectors that we rely on to create jobs. We have those plans. If you need them, I can send them to you, or better still, this is IT age, you can check on the website of National Planning Commission. You see the plan.
Let's quickly do a quick one here before Chamberlain takes us to the next, and this is coming in from Alex. He writes in from the UK. Now that you're here, he wants you to please clear the air on whether the constituency projects funds is normally paid into the bank accounts of reps and senators. If so, why? And I think some other matters, I think that should just be the main question.
Well, let me make it absolutely clear. It is not correct to think that constituency project money is paid to the bank accounts of National Assembly members. That is no. I did say at the beginning that what you find is that some members or members of National Assembly who are entitled to, so it's not as if you're doing them special favor, say, I like to have water in my community, I like to have health center, I like to have a transformer, I like to have solar energy or whatever. These things are executed by the executing agencies. They are simply the beneficiaries, but they are not the executors. So we need to begin to clarify that, so that people don't think that constituency project is a bad word. It is not a bad one.
All right, and tell us before you go, what's the latest findings, if you will, about the ports? Are they working 24 hours now?
Yes, well, we've been on this port business for a while now. As a matter of fact, we made significant progress. We've been able to reduce traffic on the road. We've been able to reduce the number of clearing days from 39 days to 7 days for what we call clean cargo. If you are an importer of goods and you've declared properly and everything is in order, you should be able to clear your goods within a few days from the old 39 days. That has been achieved, but our mandate from Mr. President is 2 days, because that's about the benchmark for our comparator countries, Republic of Benin, Ghana, even Cameroon. 2 days you clear your goods. In Singapore you can do it in a couple of hours. But to do that, a number of things must be put in place. That led Mr. President to convene recently a maritime sector retreat in Abuja, which includes the issue of ports reform and even the work of the customs. And that is ongoing. As a matter of fact, after the retreat, the President set up a 15-man committee headed by Minister of Transport to review and synthesize some of the recommendations arising from the retreat for implementation. That is what we're doing, and we'll get that done imminently. However, we have some challenges on the road. That's one of the reasons why occasionally you have a buildup of trucks. After we cleared the road, Apapa, Oshodi, Tinkan Island Road, we discovered that it's in terrible state. If you see the condition of the road, it's so bad, it's unbelievable. Unfortunately, the due process of procurement takes a while. So you can't just go and say, okay, the road is bad, let's fix it. That is going through the processes. So I expect shortly that we'll begin the remedial work on the road, and hopefully that should keep the road going.
You know, I couldn't help but notice what you said about the road being a very bad state. And I'm thinking, before it got to that, who were the people manning the site at the time? Who were they reporting to? Was it even getting to the right appropriate people at the time? Now that you're paying attention to the road now, because it's a bit questionable that we wait till everything goes from bad to worse before we start to pay attention to this.
Well, you know, I'm working for President Goodluck Jonathan, who was elected a little over a year ago to clean up the mess, if I may put it that way.
You know, sometimes we think he's been there for 10 years.
Yeah,
okay?
you know, sometimes when you guys ask questions, it's assumed that the president has been in office for 10 years and...
but that brings me to
but I
need to make this point, that this guy came in and said, I'm going to clean up the mess. And he's sent all his foot soldiers out in the field, go and fix all this mess. So we are doing it. We are looking at those things. Don't forget that that road was in that state for over 15 years. But some guy was elected. He came in and said, I'm going to clean up the mess.
Then how do you ensure your reforms? By the time you leave, what guarantee do we have?
Well, that's the good thing about what we are doing. The operative word that we have been using is sustainability. It's not about flash in the pan, clear the road, walk away. No. We want to clear the road, and we want to remain on the road. We want to remain engaged, and that is why we have a very effective collaboration with Lagos State government. So, yes, there are federal roads, but domiciled in a state called Lagos State. So we need the cooperation and the support of Lagos State government to ensure that our reforms are sustainable. And of course, I'm sure you are aware that a bill is going through Lagos State of Assembly that is generating different ideas as to whether it is right or wrong, but that's part of the sustainability of the reform that we're doing.
Well, government will always be inexcusable because government is a continuum.
Absolutely.
And by the way, I mean, do you think they need a performance agreement? Do they have to sign a performance agreement in order to deliver the ministers?
Well, first of all, if you look at countries, comparator countries, when we talk about some of these things, they sound as if they are new invention, and it's for Nigeria. No, it is. We are looking for international best practices. It's done in South Africa, it's done in Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Malawi, Malaysia. So it's not a new thing. The fact that we're doing it is commendable, and the president must be applauded for all these new initiatives because they are not new, but he is actually trying to reform the way we do business.